Welcome in. I am Oilers fan forever, bringing you an update as the Edmonton Oilers. So much has been going on this summer since losing the Stanley Cup final to the Florida Panthers. They have brought in some great additions, and I gotta say that it is looking really freaking awesome. The roster, and of course, making some trades with the Savoie in Sabres, and of course, bringing in Jeff Skinner. So here is the roster. And I'm going to go through some of all of this stuff here. We're going to start with Ryan Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, Hyman. Then we got Jeff Skinner. We got Dreisaitl and Arvidsson. Victor Arvidsson is another off signing there. And of course, then we got Janmark, Henrique, and Connor Brown. Kane is going to be put on the injured reserve list, so they'll have some money to work with. Then we've got Derek Ryan, Corey Perry, and we got Lavoie, we got Savoie, we got Polkozin. Okay, on the defense, we got Ekholm. We have Bouchard. We got Nurse. We got Tyler Emberson in the trade. We got Kulak and Stetcher. And then we've got, of course, Josh Brown, another person in the off season there. And then we got Skinner and Picard, folks. This is a really great. Plus, we have a new GM in Stan Bowman, and he has won Stanley Cup, folks. And of course, we do not have Broberg and we do not have Holloway. They because St. Louis, they did not match it there. Instead, they went a different route and they did something else. This team is looking really good, and I'm also just been informed, from reading something that Frank Cervarelli has says that apparently they're exploring in bringing in a veteran defenseman on a professional tryout. They're considering a significant trade. So a significant trade, and then of course bringing in a veteran D on a professional tryout, as well as things between the Leon Draisaitl camp and the Edmonton Oilers have gotten a little bit wider. They're definitely not close in getting that signed, and I know Leon Draisaitl would love to have a contract before reporting to training camp in just a few weeks, but I don't think that could happen unless a miracle, unless maybe Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck show up and wave their wands. Who knows? That very well could happen there. But I'm going to say this with the team that they got and getting rid of CC, Holloway, Broberg. It was sure sad to see Broberg go, but he was not happy with, of course, he wasn't happy with Edmonton there. As on Philip Broberg's Twitter account, there he said, "Get me out of this piece of crap city. You're not liking it here in Edmonton." There, wanting, was just absolutely like, okay, so he didn't. Um, I also want to point out the fact that Victor Arvidsson is excited. Lee Ekholm and a few other Swedes have reached out to him. He came. He's loving it. He's loving Edmonton. There, he's got a house in Edmonton. There, he's excited. He's pumped. Stewart met with Mike Weir, gave him a jersey, a signed jersey, because this guy lost $500,000 in a bet with another golfer for the Stanley Cup, and also, these Oilers, they're actually happy and proud to be out in public talking to people. Everyone is saying, what is next for Leon Draisaitl? What's going to happen with this big, huge German superstar who just helps McDavid just fire in goals? Well, I don't know. The question remains is, what does Stan Bowman have up his sleeve? And furthermore to that, what is Stan Bowman going to do in our D? Because we still need that all-star defenseman. Yeah, we still need that all-star defenseman. And I am just curious as to on here. I think I'm mirrored for some reason. Uh, so, anyways, but yes, I can't say exactly what I think Stan Bowman's going to do. I think he's waiting to see what happens, and without the fuel being fired, he's going to definitely pull the trigger on something. He's got some money. He's going to do something, and I believe it's just a matter of I believe it's a matter of time before we see that we see okay, that we see something big in place there with Leon Draisaitl. Let's talk about this, there, folks. Leon Draisaitl, of course, is a huge part of Edmonton. There, this is the reason why this man played through injuries in the Stanley Cup Finals. He played through broken bones. You know that song "Walking on Broken Bones" by Annie Lennox. That is exactly what he was doing. And Leon, and of course Connor McDavid also was playing through a massive injury there, as well as he did get married in as well to Lauren, his high school sweetheart, and of course they are happily married. But they're coming back. Everyone's going to be coming back there, and there's still questions to be remain as to exactly what's to expect with this team. There still needs to be that clutch defenseman like an Ekholm, like a Kulak. I mean, Kulak was, of course, considered, but I think CC knew that his days were numbered at Edmonton there when they didn't win the Stanley Cup. That being said, I think the reason for that is in fact because CC didn't play up to the par into the first couple of series. He was all over the board. He was over here and he was over there and he was just, like just one of those. Of course, he's a hockey player. You're everywhere, but he didn't play to the standards. He didn't play like a $3 million defenseman. And shipping him out with the pick to get Ty Emberson was amazing. This kid literally, he if you have him hit a puck up against your garage door, he's gonna blow it right through that goddamn garage door. You are not gonna see that because he is amazing. I can hardly wait to see this kid if he does crack the roster. We also have Bo Akey too. We've got lots of great defensemen in the works, but what we need is that all-star defenseman, that one defenseman that is missing to solidify a Stanley Cup in Edmonton there, and hasn't since the 1990s, folks. Um, you know, I had to say that Polkozen, that was a steal of a deal. Like that must have been a sale at Walmart, a rollback trying to get rid of him there. Maybe they were trying to avert. Maybe they got something else planned. The Vancouver Canucks, but getting him for just a third rounder was absolutely impressive. It was like, holy mackerel, really? Like that's a bargain. It's like going and finding that rollback deal that you always wanted there. But the big question, and it's there's actually two questions that as Edmonton Oiler fans, and knowing this, if we're gonna bring in a huge defenseman on on a professional tryout, that's great. That's wonderful. Let's get her done. Let's announce it. Let's get it out. However, let's do this. Let's get that defenseman, and it's an all-star defenseman that nobody wants. But we have to look at why nobody wants them. I would rather trade and get a really good defenseman there. We have Darnell Nurse making $9 million there. I think he's the highest paid defenseman on the Edmonton Oilers. There now, there's no such thing as a defenseman that is worth $9 million. Like, come on here, and of course, that was a great Shirelli, a special when he knew that he wasn't going to be back as the Edmonton Oilers general manager. There's also some stuff in there where we look at that apparently Doug Armstrong would have done it to his mother. He would have offered sheet if it was his mother. He said he didn't care who was GM because there was a lot of speculation. Well, if it was Ken Holland, it wouldn't happen. No, I got news for you. He'd do it to his own mother. He'd probably put Pampers on her as well and have her walk the line. But you know what, though? Instead, he didn't. And like I said, so he didn't care who was the GM of the Edmonton Oilers. He wanted those players. And you know what? He got those players. Broberg is now 4.5 million, is now the highest paid player. Then CC tied, more than Kulak, CC. Come on now. That doesn't make sense. You got Dylan Holloway making $2.1 million. That's insane. Um, I would have cut Connor Brown, signed Dylan Holloway, and let him go back to Ottawa there and finish his career there. Connor Brown didn't do absolutely bugger all in the playoffs for us, so he got us a goal, one goal, one big hairy deal. Anybody can take that damn bucket, put it in the damn back of the net there. Just because of that, you should not get $400,000 for that one goal. Whippy. Um, the other thing that I want to point out, a lot of people are really wanting to know is how is this team going to react with the changes? I mean, look at we got Jeff Skinner, we got the Savoie, we got Arvidsson, we got Brown, yeah, Josh Brown. We got Victor Polkolzin from the Vancouver Canucks. And let me tell you, that was really a really great deal there. Okay, so we've re-landscaped it a little bit there. We've gotten the garden to where we need it. We've gone after these forwards and basically blew our bank account for them. Here is another thing I want you to know is the Edmonton Oilers are not done. And according to several sources, they're still yet. With Evander Kane going to be injured, somebody's got to fill that position. Somebody's got to step up to the plate and say, yes, I'm going to fill that position. Well, Evander Kane is injured for the next, however many months that he is injured. So I'm sure Stan Bowman's looking at that. But we need, again, and I will say this will be why Edmonton does not win the Stanley Cup again in the 2024-2025 Stanley Cup season is because they don't have that all-star edge defenseman like Matthias Ekholm, like Kulak, and instead they're going to sign some cheap defenseman to some under $1 million contract there and tell him to go play and work his way up there. No, I'd like to see a half decent player come. I know we're facing cap issues. This is why you trade players there. We've got all kinds of young players waiting in the wings here, but we need to go after it now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not 5 years from now, not 10 years from now. Now, this season, the 2024-25 season is when the Edmonton Oilers need to win it. You've got Heineman. You'll have Draisaitl if a deal isn't done. You have two major contracts. If you let Heineman go, you guys are fools. Then Stan Bowman is a fool. I don't think he's going to let Hyman go because Hyman got 50 plus goals there. He's shown what he could do. He stepped up in the playoffs. He stepped up when Edmonton needed it the most there. And in Game 7, he rallied the boys. We were down by one, and we were 2 goals away of hoisting Lord Stanley in Southern Florida to win the Stanley Cup. And it's never been, more simple than that. The question and the thing that I always say to myself is this Emberson guy that they got from San Jose for Cody Cece and a pick there. I would love to see this guy in action. Give him a chance. He might do well. He might not. If you look at it, Duncan Keith did a 1 year deal, came over, and of course, and of course was with Evan Bouchard, and of course, Evan Bouchard blew it out of the water there, proved himself to be a good young defenseman, and that's what I think needs to definitely happen if it is there. There's a saying in hockey that we never know, and the thing is that we never know when our time is. But I will say Edmonton's time is now. We've gotten wiser. We've gotten better. We've gotten good veterans. We've got Victor Arvidsson from the Los Angeles Kings there. He's super pumped. We got Jeff Skinner, who is just eager to get on the ice, can hardly play with the two most powerful superstar players on the planet there, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid there. Cam Moon is saying that something major and another major shakeup is going to happen within a couple of weeks, within 14 days. I hope it happens a lot sooner. We need a shakeup, and what we need is that good defenseman, that defenseman, just like Matthias Ekholm. That was a great trade. That was the best thing that ever happened. And if we don't get another defenseman, we're going to be saying bye bye to Stanley Cup again for a second year in a row. It's going to slip right out of our hands because we've spent too much money on forwards and not enough thinking about our blue line. Our blue line is a big important thing there. Defense wins championships. So yes, so does forwards, but we also got to look at our defense. We have to equal it out. We have to even it out and make sure that everyone is getting and doing their fair share. And if you're not doing your fair share out, you're out. Get out. Just like baseball. 3 strikes, you're out. Well, no, not in this term. You're out. You're being traded. We want somebody in there that's going to get the job done, that's going to complete the job. We don't want something that says incomplete. And right now, we have a mission that says mission instead of mission impossible. It's called mission incomplete. And we want to change that to mission complete. Stanley Cup. Boom. And we got it there. So, like I said, now let's go through the signings. Victor Arvidsson. You know why he signed with Edmonton there? The biggest reason he signed is because he said he was tired of losing. He was tired of going golfing early. And not only that, Matthias Ekholm reached out to him and said, "This is a great team." He had his eye on Edmonton for a long time. He told his agent that he wanted to be an Oiler, that he wanted to help Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl win a Stanley Cup. And his agent, and so he was the very first signing. Jeff Skinner seen that Edmonton was right up there in the top 5 for a Stanley Cup. No other teams would talk to his agent. No other team would take the calls, and no other team would, in fact, return them, and was even interested in, signing. So, Jeff, that's why Jeff Skinner. Um, I love it that it's a great show me contract. 4 million for 1 year. Absolutely. If we like him, he does a good job and he kicks some butt for us there. We'll sign you again another year there. You just got to prove yourself. Plain and simple. That's it. It's like auditions for American Idol or the biggest television show. If you're on Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune there, you got to see how you do. You got to get past, that. So let's see how he does. And if he gets past the first year, great. Then we know he's a serious hockey player. Um, I honestly think we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. Oh, I'm glad Corey Perry's coming back. Sam Gagne is gonna sign somewhere else. I know that Sam Gagne is probably looking, and to me, what I'm hearing is it's Vancouver he's going to sign with. There's Vancouver, and then there's over on the East Coast there. There is Washington, and there's Philadelphia. So we know he's not going to come back. But then again, we don't know. We have no idea what's going to happen there. I know Stan Bowman is hard at work trying to keep the core together. Sam Gagne did a pretty good job. I think he was not bad. Um, I think if I was, I think I would give him one more chance. He now knows the drills. He knows what Chris Knobloch, the head coach, is, who replaced Jay Woodcroft there in November. I also would give some attention, of course, to the fact that the core, for the most part, is kept together. There's just some pieces that were had to have been moved there because cap, salary, trades, and to get younger, and not only to also to try to get better, because there was other folks there. I think when you look at the roster of the Oilers and you look at the other rosters of, say, Calgary and Winnipeg and Vancouver, and don't forget they're coming to Penticton, the South Okanagan Event Center there in September for the Young Stars tournament there. So we don't know. Some heads are going to definitely be there, and we have no clue, who's going to show up there and who's going to impress them. Somebody may crack that roster. There may be two new people on there. We don't know if it's going to be a forward or if it's going to be a defenseman there. It's a great tournament. It always happens. You've got Calgary, you've got Winnipeg, you got Vancouver and Edmonton, all in that four teams. And they love coming to the Okanagan because it's sunny out there, and it's always a good little trip there to get away from the big city, so that way they can refresh, they can hit that restart button, and of course look at what they're going to do there. So there's lots of factors into tournaments. They've got that tournament, they've got training camp, and who knows, they may even do something even big. If they're impress them at the Young Stars tournament there, the Young Stars Classic, then they will definitely be giving them a call back there saying, hey, you want to come for training camp there? I think you'd be good there, because I think they're going to wean out the players that they want and just kind of keep the ones and then tell them to go back down to Bakersfield there. Um, then, of course, we had where the GM decided just days after that he wasn't, that Jeff Jackson had told everybody, a huge conference, made it a big deal, that, of course, he was going. That, of course, Ken Holland had left. Him and Cindy had left Edmonton there, head back to Vernon, British Columbia to retire. They were looking for, then they started the search, and Stan Bowman and all the hockey naysayers decided to come out and say, that was the wrong move, wrong GM, wrong guy for it there. And let me give you my perspective. They're all wrong. I think he has been great. He would not have done what he'd done and faced that difficult decision early into the job of a general manager. Look at, he was the Blackhawks general manager for 10 years before all that chaos and the shit hit the fan. So if you look at all of this stuff, he would have done what he did regardless. And he would have put his finishing touches on that beautiful automobile and let it run down that highway, in Alberta and Edmonton there, and take him right to wherever he needed to go there. He was headed in his direction. It was his time to shine. Look at, he won 3 Stanley Cups. He left the team in a good young position. They drafted number one overall. So, anyone who is doubting Stan Bowman, you know what? He admits what happened. He admit what he did. He moved on, and he's learning from his mistakes. Every general manager makes mistakes. Some general managers last 6 months. Some general managers wait for the end of the year, and some get canned 21 days into the job. Or less than 3 months there. Jay Woodcroft got canned a year and a month. into it there. So about 14 months into the job there, Jay Woodcroft was handed his pink slip there, and thank you very much. And Chris Knobloch and Paul Coffey, the greatest defenseman, Paul Coffey, took the reins over in looking after the defensive pair. And I think he did a great job. And I'm glad he's going to be back. And I'm glad Chris is going to be back. And I'm glad they got some more weapons. They got sharper weapons. Victor Arvidsson, Jeff Skinner. They got teeth. Now, having said that, Jeff Skinner has never gone to a Stanley Cup, like never been in the playoffs. He's never been in the playoffs because he's been in Buffalo his entire life there, and he's seen golf clubs come April. And he's hoping he can change. He can trade his golf club for a hockey stick and a puck and help Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup this upcoming season. Everyone's saying, well, what about an upgrade in net? I don't think so. I don't think goaltending is an issue. What I think needs to happen is its defense. We got great goaltending. Stu can stand on his head anytime. What we need is good goaltend. Is what we need is good defense. Goaltending is fine. It's okay. It's a pass. It's definitely it's a B. I wouldn't say it's top of the line. I wouldn't say that it is number one overall. Yeah, let's brag. Woohoo, we got Skinner and Picard there. No, it's not. That tangent is just not how that works. But I would say it is definitely look at they would have been knocked out by Dallas, and everyone thought that we weren't going to get past Vancouver. They had doubts. Edmonton's gone in 4 games. They're sweeping. They're going to be going home there. They better call, everyone there. And you know what? Look what happened. Things changed. So anything is possible if they put their minds to it there and they take one game at a time. They believe the team comes together and believes we can. And that is my rant for today. It's all about the possible trades, bringing you up to speed. And we will keep you posted as to what happens, who makes the team and the roster. That'll be my next video. That's not going to happen till just a little over a month. But keep posted because the Edmonton Oilers, they're the talk right now. The next couple of weeks is like, how the heck did they get out of this without having to put Kane on injured reserve? And I'll tell you, they put Kane on injured reserve. Um, they're going to have to find someone to fill that. That happens. So, it's all in regards to that there. Like I said, it's going to be a very interesting offseason there. They were looking at some Calgary defense. They were looking at a center. They were looking at all kinds of things there. I don't know what route they're going to go. All I know is, do I blame Bowman for doing what he did? No. I think he could have done it. He could have signed both of them. He could have gotten Holloway. He could have got Broger. And you know, and I really think that we that they'd win. We got Victor Polkozen from the Canucks there, which I think he's going to shine. And like I said, are they going to upgrade the goaltending? I don't know. They're looking at all possibilities right now. Anything is possible. Nobody knows. All I know is I can hardly wait for October 9th, opening night, when the Edmonton Oilers facing off against their opponent there. I haven't looked to see who they're going to face there. I just seen it was released, but that is their opening night, and we're going to kick butt. And I got to say, go Oilers, go, go Oilers, go. And I'll be shouting this all from BC all year long. And I will be, stocking up on beer, stocking up on the snacks. Hockey season is just around the corner, folks. We are, but we are 41 days away from, hockey season. So, like I said, put on your pads, put on your helmets. Let's get a hockey stick and let's get a puck and let's have a good time. Folks, that is my thing for this Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. And go Oilers, go. And like I said, we've got the Young Stars tournament happening in Penticton, the South Okanagan event center there, where it's the Young Stars Classic, the Canucks Young Stars Classic. I'm curious to see who cracks the roster for the Canucks there. I'm curious who Calgary gets, because Calgary got a good pickup and their player there. Um, I'm curious to see who Winnipeg does, what Winnipeg does, because apparently Winnipeg is a boring city, according to Patrick Lane. Um, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I sure as heck would not want to live in Manitoba, because it's minus 50, minus 60. I'd be freezing my balls off. And so, like I said, and they are stacked with prospects. They have got some very good players in the works there, but the time is now. And Craig Conroy needs to do that. And I know Craig Conroy did have a good chat with Stan Bowman, and there was talk of this one defenseman there. I really liked him. I think his name is Rasmussen, something like that. Anyways, good guy. I don't know. Maybe that is in the works. Who knows? And you never know. So, anyways, that is my rant. I gotta say, I'm excited for Jeff Skinner, Josh Brown, Victor Arberson, Ty Emberson. I think I'm hearing that Troy Stetcher may crack that roster there. I don't know, but we shall see. But it's going to be an interesting season for Edmonton there, folks. And we shall know, and you shall see another video very soon in the near future there. Have a great night. And remember, Oiler fans, stick together. We bleed oil, win or if we don't. And like I said, we're going to come back to the Stanley Cup Finals, whether if it's this season or if it's next season, but it's got to be very soon, and they got to look for that defenseman. Take care. Take care, you all there. October 9th, opening night. Go Oilers, go!